more Muslims than Christians. Insurgents have killed more Muslims than Christians in Nigeria. So that is why this issue of genocide, yes, there was genocide. But genocide against who? These are lists of names of people that were killed. Whenever you see a group of youth with cows carrying AK-47 guns, these guys are criminals, these guys are cattle wrestlers.
Hello, welcome. The Miyetti Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MACBAN, is an influential national organization central to pastoralist lifestyles, cattle markets, cross-community relations, and livestock development. Over the years, MACBAN's name has come up in discussions ranging from pastoral livelihoods to rural security and even policymaking. Yet, many Nigerians still have only a surface level understanding of what the association actually does. Beyond the headlines and assumptions, today we seek clarity, education, awareness, and understanding. On this first edition of the Unheard Voices, my special guest today is the National President of Miyetti Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, Baba Othman Ngelzama. Ngelzama. Hello, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome. No, the pleasure. Yeah. It's an absolute honor to sit with you. We've been trying to do this for quite a while now. So to be here and for you to give up all the time, I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Let's start from, as you heard me say, a lot of people think, oh, we know what MACBAN is, we know what Miyetti is. There's so many assumptions out there about what Miyetti is. So let's go back to the beginning, because today we do want to educate as well as, unravel some assumptions, some presumptions, some stereotypes. Give us the history, not just of Miyetti but of cattle breeding, pastoralism in Nigeria.
First of all, I would like to thank you for having me, for giving me the opportunity to come and defend what MACBAN stands for. MACBAN, as the name implies, is Miyetti Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria. It's an association that was registered by the Corporate Affairs Commission since 12th of February 1986. It has been in existence even before that time, but it has got its formal registration in 1986. And what will surprise you is that registration was given to MACBAN when General John Shagaya, a Christian from Plateau State, was the Minister of Internal Affairs then. He was the one who registered Miyetti first. MACBAN is a non-violence, non-political, and non-religious group. It's a trade group that has to do with cattle breeding in the country. MACBAN is a socio-economic organization that aims to promote interests of cattle breeders across the country, irrespective of their religion or their tribal affiliation. Whoever is a cattle breeder and is ready to take the card as member of Miyetti, he becomes a member of Miyetti after due scrutiny. The association, the goals of the association is centered around improving the livelihoods of cattle breeders in the country, while contributing to the agricultural development and food security of the country.
Right.
This is what MACBAN stands for. And the purpose for MACBAN is nothing other than to promote cattle breeding in the country. That is to improve the quality and productivity of cattle in the country, ensuring through research, training, and modernizing the breeding techniques. This is what we stand for. Then secondly, it also protects breeders' rights. What I mean by this is to is to advocate for rights and interests of cattle breeders in the country through ensuring their education, ensuring their access to grazing land, water, and any other social amenity that is due for every citizen in the country. Then thirdly, as a purpose, MAGBAN also stands for conflict resolution. We mediate conflicts between farmers and herders. We improve peaceful coexistence between them. Then we resolve conflicts through dialogues. Then thirdly, support and empowerment. MAGBAN stands to support its members, ensuring access to credit facilities, ensuring access to veterinary services for their animals, and market opportunities for the cows. So this is what MAGBAN stands for. And MAGBAN has a board of trustee members that is headed by His Eminence the Sultan of Sokoto, who is the chairman board of trustee of Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeder Association. Then the other members are His Royal Highness the Emir of Kano, the Emir of Zazzau, the Emir of Katsina, and the Lamid of Adamawa. These are the 5 board of trustee members of Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeder Association from inception to date. Because when the pioneer emirs died, they are automatically replaced by those that are on the throne today. So today we have the current Sultan, His Eminence Sultan Saad Abubakar III, as the chairman board of trustee of Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeder Association. And we are well structured. We have offices in each and every state across the country. And we have offices in each and every local government where you can find cattle breeders. Then we have the national body that steers the activities at the national level. And it is the only democratic pastoralist group we have in the country, because our leadership comes through election. After every 4 years, we conduct election to usher in new leadership. As I speak to you now, we are in November. I have spent exactly 3 years as the president now. I only have 1 year to go. By November next year, my tenure would have been expired. So there has to be an election for new leadership to come in. So also at the state level, we conduct elections after every 4 years. Then the states are mandated to conduct elections in their local governments after the expiration of up to 4 year tenure. So it is about the only democratic group, the pastoralist group we have in the country. So our activities are never hidden. We are not a faceless group. We are everywhere because we stand for peace. We stand for the well-being of cattle breeders in the country to ensure that they have grazing areas, they have water for their herds, they are educated, they have other skills apart from cattle breeding. And we also work to ensure that they embrace change they embrace modernization. This is what we also stand for.
Right.
Because during the time of the committee that came up with the National Livestock Transformation Plan document, under Audu Obe when he was the Minister of Agriculture, I was a member of that committee that came up with the document that gave rise to the National Livestock Transformation Plan. Then after that, there is this Livestock Reform Committee that was headed by Atahiru Jaga, the former INEC chairman in the country. I am also a member of that committee. I served as a member of that committee to come up with a document that will modernize the entire livestock production system in the country holistically. Mm-hmm. I'm a member of that committee, and it is that committee that gave its first recommendation to Mr. President, which gave rise to the creation of the new livestock ministry that we have today. We are part and parcel of the creation of the new livestock ministry we have in this country. For the first time, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu has given us a livestock ministry because he saw the potentials that are involved in the livestock production system in the country. Okay. He saw the opening for employment that is there. He saw the potential on how livestock can stimulate positively the economy of the country. Because this is an area that was abundant for years, and this is an area that, if harnessed very well, it will be equal to petroleum in this country. Okay. Because it is big enough to create employment, to improve the GDP of the country, unlike what was obtained before this time, when we have the largest livestock population in the region, in the sub-Saharan region, but yet we are the lowest contributor to our country's GDP in terms of contribution to the GDP, compared to countries like Niger, Chad, Mali, and the rest that have far less livestock population than Nigeria. But what will surprise you, their GDP, livestock's GDP contribution in those countries ranges from 35 to up to 50% of the country's GDP. While in Nigeria, despite the fact that we have the largest livestock population in the region, but our GDP contribution in the economy of Nigeria is just around 12% because of the neglect and because of the fact that the practitioners are local, because they have no education, they are still practicing the primitive system of animal husbandry they inherited without much change, roaming the wild, looking for free pasture that cannot be sustained because of the growing population and aspect of climate change and the rest. Okay. So this is Mieti Allah for you. We stand for modernization. We stand to protect the interests of cattle breeders. We stand to improve the livelihoods of cattle breeders while they contribute to the agricultural development of the country and food security in the country. So this is what MACBAN is, and this is what MACBAN stands for.
Excellent. Thank you so much. It's quite broad. There's something you said earlier. You said it's a non-religious organization. You only represent cattle breeders. Now, is every cattle breeders Fulani? Is it an ethnicized organization? Or can I, as a non-Fulani person, can I be part of MACBAN as long as I am a cattle breeder?
We have a lot of members who are not Fulanis.
Interesting.
And we have a lot of members who are not Muslims. Once you are a cattle breeder and you decide to become our member, after passing through our scrutiny, we automatically give you card to become member of MACBAN. Okay. So it's not a religious or a tribal or a violent association. It's an association that was established to enhance the cow business. An industry,
Yeah.
the cow industry, the cattle industry.
Cattle industry, yeah.
Yes, because you see, it is seen more of a Fulani affair because 90% of the cattle ownership in Nigeria coincidentally belongs to the Fulanis.
Okay.
This is a coincidence created by God for them. We don't know why.
Well, could that be because of their lifestyle? Could that be because they are nomadic people, they're transhumanists, you know?
Right from where they started, or right from where we started as Fulanis, the Fulanis are with the cows.
Right.
Go to any of these Sahel, West Africa, go to Mali, go to Burkina Faso, go to Niger, go to Chad. I have attended a conference at the AU headquarters in Ethiopia on several occasions. And I have met with several colleagues, pastoral groups across the African countries. And I realized there are present of Fulani pastoralists in almost 23 countries in Africa who are all practicing animal husbandry.
Yeah.
So it's a coincidence that was created by God for them. It's never a matter of choice. If it were a matter of choice, Fulanis would not have chosen to become cattle breeders, would not have chosen to be staying in the forest, vulnerable areas open for attack by all sorts of dangerous things ranging from snakes, dangerous animals, today facing difficulties in how they even maintain the cows because there is no free grass again.
Yeah, we will be talking
because
about...
Because of the population increase and the effects of climate change.
Yeah.
And criminality is at the high, is at its highest now in Nigeria. And they are at the receiving end because they live in a vulnerable area, often to attack by all sorts of things. So they are not spared by bandits, neither are they spared by kidnappers.
We will go into more detail about that.
Rustlers. Yeah. The farmer-herder conflict that has been there since the inception of Nigeria has been affecting them ever since up till this time. But during those years, because the population was then manageable, there was enough everything, enough land, enough water, enough grass. The conflicts are not so pronounced. But today, because of the pressure of population, because of the effect of climate change, land doesn't increase, but the population will keep on increasing against the land that doesn't increase.
Well, I'm going to get you to go into more detail about that.
These challenges, but every cattle breeder, whether you are an Igbo, Hausa, Tiv, or whatever you are, if you decide to become our member and take our membership card, you automatically become our member because we are a non-religion, non-tribal,
non-religious, non-tribal, non-violence. Just basically as an association for an industry.
A trade group, sort of. But as I said, it is seen more as a Fulani affair.
Indeed.
Because 95% of the cattle ownership in the country belongs to the Fulanis. And mind you, Métis Allah Cattle Breeder Association is not the only pastoralist association.
Indeed, I should be asking you about that, or perhaps I don't want to forget this next question. Then I'll come back to that about what other associations are there. We say you do always say cattle breeders, but the cattle breeders are not necessarily the pastoralists, are they? How do they differ?
The pastoralists are the same with the cattle breeders. If you say a cattle, what?
Well, the person that owns the cow, is he the same person? Yes.
Cattle breeders are different from the nomads. We have some cattle breeders who are keeping their cattle in a ranch. We have some cattle breeders who are keeping their cattle behind their backyards. Then we have those that are in the majority who are transhuman, who are nomads. they move from place
To place.
to place looking for free pasture. And these are in the majority.
Do they own the cows that they are walking with, or are they walking it on behalf of another owner, is the question.
That is a very important question. That is another misconception we will have to address and correct rightly.
Yes, please.
Those hungry-looking, emaciated, small boys that you see moving with those cows, they are the owners of the cows.
Right.
The cows belong to their parents.
Right.
They own the cattle ownership. There are some city big men who are also owning cows, but the percentage out of the total may not be more than 2 to 3%.
Right.
95 to 97% of the cattle ownership belongs to the pastoralists who are coincidentally Fulanis.
Interesting.
So this is a misconception that must be
That's
corrected.
right, yes.
Like Abuja here, you see them moving in the city center. Some assume these cows belong to some big men in the city. Yes, definitely. There are some that belong to the big men in the city, but majority belongs to those pastoralists. The reason why they are roaming the city is because we have designated areas we call grazing reserves in the FCT. We have about 4 of them that don't function. No water, no grass, and particularly the insecurity is in particular what is forcing them to come into the city, because they don't dare to stay at the periphery of the city, because there is no grass and water and the insecurity there is too much. Cattle rustlers will just come and pack away their cows and go away with it. Because of fear of kidnappers and cattle rustlers, that is the reason, and the desire for pasture and water for the herds. Because
But if they're walking through the city, I mean, we're going, I'll hold on to that, because that's part of the perception, misconception. And, you know, some would say it's a disturbance. So part of what I want us to resolve. Before I go to there then, so you've explained to us that, you know, all these misconceptions, what MACBAN is, who can be a member of MACBAN, the difference between the nomadic and indeed the breeders and everything. One of the things you then mentioned is there are other associations of cattle breeders. Which other association? How many others? And who are they? And also, if you could tell me, I'm curious to ask before we move on to the next section, how big is MACBAN? How many members do you have?
You see, the problem we have in MACBAN, every pastoralist in the forest identifies with us.
But they're not necessarily a member.
Not necessarily our members.
I see, yeah.
Our members, we are now registering. We have just substantially started even registering our membership.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
You were not registered before?
So now we have about 1 million to 2 million members. But before last 2 years, we have not even registered. Very few registrations. But every pastoralist sees himself as a MACBAN member, and the general public see every pastoralist, whether a peace-loving one or a criminal, they see him as our member. We have our members, bona fide registered members, so not every pastoralist is a MACBAN member. This also should be...
Which is very important, yes.
This is very important.
Because there is another group, there's another Miyetti Allah group.
We have...
Who seem to be a little bit more radical, if you like.
Exactly. We have the Miyetti Allah Total Hore.
Yes.
That just came not more than 10 years ago. Then we have a lot of other Miyetti Allahs in the pastoralist fold. We have about 25 pastoralist associations in Nigeria, 25 to 30. We have those that are NGOs. We have the PARE, we have the correct people don't even hear about them.
No, we don't.
But they are more of NGOs that are bringing in interventions, support to the pastoralists into the country. from sources within and outside. Then we have we have Gam Allah, we have Bandirako, we have Pudeco is also an NGO. Then we have Tabital Flaku, that is headed by His Excellency Malam Isa Yuguda as the Nigerian president of Tabital Flaku, while the Emir of Adamawa, His Royal Highness the Lamid of Adamawa, is the global president of Tabital Flaku International, while Sunusi, Lamid of Sunusi, I think, is the African leader of Tabital. So we have a lot of...
So there are several.
A lot of other pastoralist groups, about 25 to 30, that are in existence in this country. But the oldest one
is Macban.
Is Macban. And the well-structured one is Macban. And the democratic one is Macban. And because every pastoralist identifies with Macban, and the public, out of ignorance, sees every Fulani man, or every pastoralist, if I may put it this way, or every Hada, as they used to call, they see him as a Macban member, while majority of them are not
your members. Right. So let's talk about today then. You mentioned about the cattle coming into town in Abuja. And of course, we know what's been happening with all the clashes. You mentioned about the dangers that they face. I'd like us to start from a particular point. The first time I called you was after the Yellowater massacre. And I remembered asking you that, have you been part of all this, stakeholder conversations? The president came to visit. There was a town hall and everything, because it seemed to me like Macban wasn't being inverted. At the very least, I didn't hear it. Talk to us about that. I'd like you to tell me, from that Yellowater massacre, and of course, indeed, all the other clashes, what is the position of Macban? What does Macban do? The moment you hear, there's been a massacre or something has happened, and you hear Fulani herdsmen, what are your immediate thoughts? What do you put into action? Do the press talk to you? Because that's the other thing. We don't see enough of you in the press, which is why I needed to have, one of the things I explained to you when I called you in August, saying I needed to have this conversation with you. Why do you think that is, though? Why is it that we will hear from everybody, all the other stakeholders, but there seems to, Macban is sort of either pushed aside or treated like the bogeyman? I'm using a British term. I hope you understand me. I want to, is it to do with Islamophobia? Is it to do with this, this perception or stereotype of Fulanization? What do you think it's to do with?
Islamic religious sentiments is there. Then also some extent ethnic sentiments, and then to some extent these north-south differences. Because you will agree with me that the entire media is southern-based. North doesn't have media. So some are working without giving due consideration to balancing of their stories deliberately. I believe it's deliberate. Some out there, as I said earlier, are just working to smear the names of the pastoralists to prepare them for genocide, and it has already started. The genocide has already started because today, even in the northern part of the country, where these pastoralists, since they belong, they don't go to some towns and villages because people today sees every Fulani man as a criminal because of the stereotype. We cannot all be criminals. I cannot be a criminal. I placed my 35 years in civil service and retired before even coming to serve in Magban to contribute my own quota to see whether my contribution will help change the situation of the pastoralists we have in the country, because they are neglected for decades without given consideration for how the animals are going to survive. Most of the times, you know, there was a time when the media started saying that this is a private business. Cattle breeding is a private business. They should cater for their cows. I laugh. Even airline business is a private business, but government do construct airports for flights to land and take off at the expense of the government. And the flight runners, the owners of the flights, take their money for their personal use.
Yeah.
It's not the government money. Roads are being constructed all over the country for motorists to fly on. And most 90%, 80% of the motorists that are flying our roads are commercial vehicles that are owned by individuals, private business. Motor parks are owned by the government, developed by the government, enhanced by the government. But those who use them are doing them for private use. The government has a duty to provide for its citizens. Even if a foreigner will come into Nigeria today to invest, he deserves some sort of incentives.
Indeed.
For him to be attracted into Nigeria to come and invest, even a foreigner who is a non-Nigerian. So these are the issues. Some of the media houses are doing it mischievously to prepare the pastoralists for genocide. I believe politics may also be there, apart from the Islamophobia. Then we have politics, then we have the North-South. There are so many sentiments, so many interests.
But it's interesting that you've used the genocide, the word genocide. I'm going to come back to that. When the communities see herders coming in, carrying guns, as they say, you know, and killing and massacring, like it's said to have happened in Yelawata, what are they to think, sir? How do we know a real pastoralist to a criminal pastoralist? I wouldn't know. All I would know is the man is coming along, he's got cows, he has a gun, he's killing all my community, and he's trying to kill me. How do I know the difference? And indeed, what do you think, what should you say to that community? I'm using Yelawata as an example, but there are many, as you know, communities in Benue and Plateau who, you know, I've had these experiences, who are now claiming genocide. But I don't want to talk about the genocide yet. I want you to help us understand. You're saying that, you know, pastoralists are not criminals. They're not violent. Magban is not about violence. But if somebody comes along pushing cows and carries a gun, how do I know he's not violent? How do I know if he's a real herder?
This is part of the problem. And this is the part of the complexities that we'll have to understand and address. Before talking on Yelawata and Benue, you know, the crises have their peculiarities from state to state. Before talking on Benue, let me take you on the general perspective. What the public must know is whenever you see a group of pastoralists moving wolves, dangerous weapons and arms.
What do you mean by dangerous weapons? Because they will move with cutlass, no?
Carrying AK-47.
Guns, right, guns.
What we identify our legitimate, peace-loving pastoralists are they always hold a cutlass and a stick.
Right.
They use the cutlass to cut plant for their animals and to defend themselves against any aggression from animals. And they have a knife here so that if the animal is maybe bitten by a snake, it's about to die, they will slaughter it for it not to die just like this. So whenever you see a group of youths with cows carrying AK-47 guns, these guys are criminals, these guys are cattle rustlers. But the problem is because we always accept and confess, just like any other society, we also have criminals among the pastoralists.
Right.
There are criminals among the pastoralists.
But they're not members of MACBAN.
They will never be members of MACBAN. We don't speak for them, we don't stand for them, and we don't condone their activities, and we always work with the security to piece them out. They are not our members. Whenever you see them, they are criminals. Those cows that you see they are moving with, they stole from the pastoralists. They wrestled from the pastoralists. So they are trying to get away with them. Somebody who wrestles cow was heavily armed, moving with the cows, will he care to put these cows in your farmland and destroy your farm with impunity? They will not care because they are criminals. I have a case last 2 months in Kebe local government in Sokoto. This gang of criminals went to Kebe local government and sweep cows belonging to pastoralists. They stole about over 10,000 cows. At one time, over 10,000 cows. And they moved away with those cows, and while moving, they pushed them into people's farmlands and made destruction deliberately. So these farmers, if they see them, partially a Fulani man is a Fulani man. Whether he carries a gun or not. When you see him looking emaciated, fair, very slim, you know he's a Fulani man, whether he has a gun or not. So differentiating between the good ones and the bad ones is always difficult. For even me, as the leader of MACBAN, talk less of somebody who doesn't know,
of course, somebody, yes,
who doesn't know the culture, and who doesn't know them.
Yes.
To somebody who doesn't know them, even the pastoralist who is carrying stick and cutlass in the forest, to him is a criminal. Because from the way he dresses and what have you. So even me, if I see some of them, even with stick and cutlass, sometimes I fear. Because I may not differentiate them between the good ones and the bad ones. But those that are carrying heavily armed, they are always criminals.
Now tell us.
And the cows they are moving with are stolen from the pastoralists. So the public must know this. So the complexity is how to differentiate, how to sort out the bad ones from the good ones. Brainstorming on this, we have been defending our cause. We have been trying to show the world that we are not a criminal group. And we are trying to advance our cause, tell them that this crisis, to us, you know, this issue of genocide in Nigeria is a complex issue. Yes, we agree there are reports and allegations about persecution and Christian genocide in this country within the context of the ongoing crisis we have in the country. But then, for somebody to understand whether there is genocide or not, because of the complexity of the Nigerian crisis, one has to consider the multiple perspectives to it before evaluating whether there is a genocide or no in this country. So, based on this, we have had series of meetings. We have defended our cause. We tried to show them that to us, from our own perspectives, as I said, there are multiple perspectives to it. from our own perspective, we see it as a resource-based conflict that is exacerbated by climate change and population pressure. Then we have this issue of banditry, insurgency, this criminality that is also coming into play at the same time. Then we have this, the culture or the tradition of reprisal attack. If somebody does a wrong to you, you also retaliate by doing wrong. Two wrongs never make right.
Absolutely.
So this is what we have been faced with. We have a lot of tribal militant groups. We have them in Plateau. We have them in Benue. We have them in Zamfara. We have them in Katsina. There are a lot of militant groups that call themselves as Ensake, call themselves as Vigilante, call themselves different names depending on the state they come from. Non-state actors that are taking laws into their hands, killing people arbitrarily without reason, raping women, kidnapping people for ransom. Our members also, we try to show them, our members also suffer as a result of this.
Tell us, because that's one thing we don't get to hear about. What do you mean?
Our members also suffer as a result.
In what way, sir? That's one of the things that we don't get to hear about in the press.
In all the ways. First of all, you will believe with me that there is cattle wrestling in this country. Whenever you hear of a report of bandits or any form of criminality, you must also hear of cows being wrestled. I told you earlier on, 95% of the cattle ownership coincidentally belongs to the Fulanis. Their cattle are being wrestled on a daily basis. Today we are talking of over 4 million cows missing in a period of 10 years as a result of cattle wrestling. Today we are talking of about 20% of the pastoralists, of the cattle breeders moving out of Nigeria, migrating to other neighboring countries where they could find shelter and security for their cows. Coming to kidnapping, we always confess and agree. Yes, there are criminal elements within the Fulani youth. You find them in cattle wrestling. You can't wrestle a cattle without the help of a Fulani man. Those criminal youths among the Fulanis are helping the other group to wrestle cattle from the Fulanis at the same time. We know there are criminal gangs among the Fulani. We always confess, we always agree. Like any other society, we have our own share of criminals as well. Coming to kidnapping, believe me sincerely, before one personality is kidnapped, either in the town or on the main road, believe me, hundreds of herders are being kidnapped on a daily basis in the forest. It's an unheard story. Like the one you are managing now, you say unheard voices.
Yes, on this show, yes, the unheard voices.
It's an unheard story. Nobody hears about it. They bring the cow, sell, go and pay ransom to pay part of their family. It went to the extent that kidnappers don't even kidnap them again. They go to close to their hamlets and put up fire. They must have gotten the number of the leader of that hamlet. They will call him by house. They say, "Did you notice fire burning northern part of your hamlet?" He say, "Okay, yes, I can see fire." So we are here. We are your guests. Come and negotiate your freedom. If not, we'll kill you and go away with the cows. He has no option other than to bring food for them, kill ram for them, maintain them. Then he will come and negotiate his freedom. He will have to give us this money. He will have to agree. They will stay there until when he takes the cow to the market sale and bring that money to them before they leave. Because if he will have to run, for how long can he run on foot with about 200-300 cows on foot? The highest he can run may not be more than 5 kilometers in a day. They use bike, they get him in 5 minutes. So the only option left for him is to sell the cow, pay the ransom, then leaves the place. They are suffering as a result of cattle wrestling more than any other person in this country. But it is an unheard story. Very pathetic. But people don't hear it. I spoke about cattle wrestling. Then banditry. Just like the way the communities are complaining that bandits have killed them, raped their women, this all sort of things. It's the same story with the pastoralist group in the forest. They are being killed by bandits on daily basis, taking away their cows. I just told you that over 10,000 cows were swept in a local government in Sokoto State just two months back. So they are being killed, their women are being raped, sometimes by even these militant groups called NSAK in Katana and Zamfara, because they feel the Fulanis are the criminals, so they organize themselves to go after innocent Fulanis. While the bandits are there, they know why the bandits are located with their heavy arms. They cannot go to the bandits and fight them. Rather, they say, okay, the bandits are assumed to be Fulani, so let's go and kill their members. They go to vulnerable, innocent people and kill them, rape their women, take away what they have. This is happening on daily basis in this country. So, as far as we are concerned, from our own perspective, they are the more affected by these vices more than any other person. But it is an unheard story. Nobody hears much about it.
Is that because of the language, because it's so rural, because it happens, or is it because nobody asks?
Because they live in rural areas where there is no communication. They are not educated. Illiteracy is also there. And they don't have confidence in even the leadership of the association. Because sometimes even the leaders of the association and at the local government, at the local level, connive with security agencies to go and extort them. So because of this, they don't have confidence in the leadership. They don't have confidence in the security. Because they feel everybody is just cheating them. And cattle rustlers will come and rustle the entire cows they have in the family, leaving nothing to them. They go to bed rich people, they wake up in the morning poor people with nothing. What do you expect these children will become tomorrow? Coupled with lack of education, illiteracy. No any other skill apart from cattle rearing. And now poverty is coming up to add up. Idleness. What do you expect they become? They say an idle man is a devil's workshop.
Indeed.
It's just like a drawing man who is offered a double-edged sword. Will have no option other than to grab it. They become easy prey for initiation into all sorts of criminality because of these peculiarities. They are idle, they are poor, no business, the cows have been taken away, so they will soon be on drugs, so they become easy prey for initiation into all sorts of criminality. That is the reason why when you catch a gang of criminals, you find them in, and when you ask them, how much did you take from the victim you kidnapped? They will say 10 million was taken from him. Okay, out of that 10 million, how much was given to you? He will tell you 50,000 naira. This goes to show you that the big merchants, criminal merchants, are there exploiting the ignorance of these people. So, today, as I speak to you now, within a period of 10 years, from just 17 states, our statistics have shown us that 18,640 pastoralists were killed. In just 17 states, we have not finished collecting the other 20 states. 18,640
pastoralists
were killed in 10 years.
In 10 years?
In 10 years. And to be precise, just this year, Magban chairman in Kwara State was assassinated in his house in Ilorin around 10 in the night. By bandits whom we believe to be Fulani youths, criminals. His offense was he has organized vigilante with the security to go after them. They followed him to his house and killed him. My chairman in Katsina State was killed in his house in Merana village, and his wife and a daughter were kidnapped. And we believe they are Fulani criminals who did that. They kept the wife and the daughter for 8 months until when they took 10 million naira as ransom money with 2 motorcycles before they release the wife and the daughter. After 8 months, only God knows what they have done to them. My chairman in Nasarawa was killed some 5 years back. In Kogi here, 3 of Magban chairmen were killed. 3. Their offense, the first one was assassinated in Ajakuta in his house. The vice chairman, the chairman was kidnapped after the payment of 3 million ransom. Up to today, the family didn't see his dead body. His offense was he has borrowed vigilante to go after them. Then another chairman called Jalido, Ibrahim Jalido, he was also killed inside Lokoja town. His offense was he has exposed cattle rustlers who are Fulanis. He has exposed them. So they came into Lokoja town and assassinated him in his house. We have about 7 or 8 or 9 chairmen that were killed. My immediate second, National Vice President 1, got missing for the past 3 years. He left Zaria to Kaduna. In between Zaria and Kaduna, he got missing. Up till today, we don't know his whereabouts. We assume he's being killed. Wow. So, I mean, this is sheer criminality that is taking place. As far as we are concerned, from what we have seen, from what we are always seeing and observing, as far as we are concerned from our own point of view, we feel this is sheer criminality. But it differs from state to state. Yes. If you say it's a genocide, the one in Benue and Plateau are genocide, then what will you call the one that is taking place in Katsina, Zamfara, Kebbi, where the crisis is between the Muslims among themselves, maybe Hausas on one side as farmers, Fulanis on one side as herders. If you come to Katsina, Fulanis on one side as farmers, Fulanis on the other side as herders, fighting among themselves, killing each other. What do you call this? And the number of deaths that took place in Katsina and Zamfara put together is more than the number of deaths that took place in the entire Middle Belt, I'm telling you. Me, I know. So these are unheard stories.
Of course.
People should see this thing as sheer criminality. We don't see it. Me, I don't see it as a genocide. With the definition of genocide, you even told me, it's far away from a genocide.
Yeah.
And whenever people complain that herders want to take their land, I laugh. Because even in the Panos, where they belong, where they think is their own state they belong, they don't have land. They are the only landless society we have in Nigeria. They don't care about land. If they stay here for 100 years, development reaches them. They will just move and leave their place, go far into the forest. Their concern is water and grass for their herds. It is only when the herds survive, they will also survive. That is why you see them roaming the wild, roaming inside the city, causing a lot of embarrassment to us. Because how can this city, capital city of Nigeria, our pride, how can they be moving within the city with their cows? But you see them moving. We are embarrassed. We are doing all we could to move them out. We have had engagement with the Sultan last time here, with the Minister of Education, the Minister of Livestock, to see how we can push them out. But they complain that they need their grazing reserves to be developed. They need water and grass in the reserve. They don't want to live in the city because on daily basis, the tax force are catching them. They charge 150,000 per cow before they release their cows. They are doing it out of necessity because they can't go to the periphery. Their grazing reserves have been taken over, some by bandits, infested by bandits, some by farmlands, illegal farmlands have taken over their grazing reserves. They have nowhere to graze. And insecurity outside the city periphery is there. They cannot stay. So they rather come close to where people are and stay with their cow for them to be secure.
To be safe.
And their concern is always water and grass. Whenever they see this green area not used, they see it as a waste. They empty their cow to come and fish because this is food for their cow. That is why they come into this. They are doing it out of necessity. But we are working with the Minister of FCT and the Minister of Lands. In fact, with His Eminence, the Sultan of Sokoto is also concerned. He says something must be done to push these people out of the city. Let them go to the grazing reserve. We have 4 designated grazing reserves in the city. So the minister is now working, we are working with the minister to see how we can develop the grazing reserve so that we'll stop seeing them moving around the city. We are working. We are not a criminal group. We are not faceless. Our faces are always anywhere. Our offices are always
open
everywhere. The security can testify. We have been working closely with the security. This is the letter we sent the Honorable Christopher H. Smith, who sponsored the bill at the Congress on the sanction of Magban and Counter Hore and on the sanction of Nigeria as well. This is the letter we send the members through the American Embassy.
Yeah.
This is the document we have compiled. All these statistics that I told you, see here, these are lists of names of people that were killed with their location, local government, state. This is the list.
So this has been, have you sent this
We
to
have
the
sent
United
this to
the embassy,
to the Congress,
To the
through the
Congress.
embassy. These are pictures of people that were killed. Some you cannot even,
Family should show
you
it to the
cannot
camera.
even want to see some of them because they are women and children that are assassinated.
Wow. Wow. I'm just going to try and show that to the camera. I don't know if we're able to catch it, but these are several pages.
This is just a tip of the iceberg from what we are compiling. We have a lot to show to the world that we are also affected. This is here criminality. The security agencies must work to address criminality. All this sentiment about genocide and what have you, far away from it. I don't see it as a genocide against Christians. If you will call it a genocide, let it be genocide against Nigerians.
This is really quite amazing. It's shocking. It's
Very
Thank you,
disturbing
sir.
pictures here.
very,
This is
very,
just
very,
a tip of the iceberg.
very, very,
I have-
very traumatic.
I have over 10,000 pictures I can show you of pastoralists being killed. Some extrajudicial killings. You might have heard of one in Rukubi when the Air Force plane came and bombed them. We have them in Kiana while they are sitting to receive condolence because one of them died. The military mistaken them to be criminals. They came and opened fire on them. They killed over 20. The pictures are there. We have a crisis up there at the Mambila
And
Mountains.
what
In Sadona local
did
government.
military apologize?
We-
Did they take accountability?
They did. That of Rekobi, the Air Force apologized. They took responsibility. They did. The Air Force did. From that of Rekobi, why they killed about 32 people. They did. We have a situation in Mambila in 2017. In 2 days, 740 pastoralists were killed in 2 days. We have all their pictures, all their names. In 2017, up there in Taraba State at the Mambila Mountains. We have killings in Demsa, in Numan, in Adamawa State. We have their pictures here. So we have a lot of such killings where pastoralists are killed over just very simple thing.
Yes.
The one in Demsa took place over a stream of water that the pastoralists are using to water their cows for more than 100 years. The community just decided they must leave the place. They thought it was a joke because at the end of every year they come and pay homage to the traditional ruler, give him money for them to stay peacefully. But some youth just came and said, you must leave this place.
Which is
People who
which
were
area?
sitting over 100 years in Adamawa State, Numan local government.
Wow.
They thought it was a joke. They didn't even bother about the threat. They went to the market only for them to come back and saw their women and small children killed. The pictures are there, small boys slaughtered. So this is the situation. Our problem is our side of the story is not heard. Some of the media are doing it deliberately not to hear our side of the story. We have a lot of story to show to the world with confirmation and everything. In this document, I have even printed some letters where we had engagements with USAID on how to mitigate conflict, where we had engagements with Mercy Corps, where we had engagements with Center for Humanitarian Dialogue, where we had engagements for Search for Common Ground, where we had engagement with Interfaith Mediation Center. I had letters, they are there. I had engagements with Khan on several times. I visited Ohaneze in Enugu with all my team, some years back, led by Hamza El Mustafa. We went and had a meeting to broker fees. Last year, I was in Ibadan. I signed a pact for fees with the Commodity Group Association in the Southwest, in the entire Southwest. All the farmers in the entire Southwest came to Ibadan. We had an engagement where we signed a fees pact. The daughter of the president, Bola Shade, was there when we signed the fees pact. We are a peaceful group. We are never a violent group.
So,
we have a lot of stories to say.
Have you heard back from the Americans?
No, we didn't. We just sent this on the 12th of November.
Okay.
Yes. And we prepared soft copies and sent to our partners, those whom we are doing business with in America.
In America,
we send it to them and say, you know us as a group. We have dealt with you.
Is this a Nigerian group or an American group that you're doing business with over there?
Some of them are Nigerian groups.
Okay.
I even have one who arrived this country yesterday,
Right.
Mr. Salim Abdullah,
Okay.
who is
And they're American.
running a feed factory in Pittsburgh.
Right.
He's an American.
Right.
We had a lot of, he is right now in Nigeria. He came in yesterday. I sent a copy to him. I said, look, take this to the Congress. You know us personally. You know McBahn. We did a lot of things with you here. You are an American. You know us very well, more than any other person. He said, yes. I said, this is the allegation. This is the soft copy of the letter we have sent to Congress. Please facilitate it. And we have sent it to a lot of partners that we are dealing with in America. We send them soft copies to follow up our case because we are not a criminal group. We'll never be a criminal group. We have never taken responsibility for any form of criminality in this country. And we will never do so because we are not criminals. And the Sultan, who is our chairman board of trustees, he is one of the most outstanding interfaith tolerant person because he has been advocating for interfaith tolerance in this country. It's everywhere. NAREC is there, an organization that organized to be engaging between Christians and Muslims. Sultan personally saw to the establishment of NAREC. Every year, NAREC is holding meeting with the leadership of the Christian and His Eminence the Sultan himself. The Sultan is the chairman of our board of trustees. We are never a criminal group, and we are religious tolerant. We have never, will never support any persecution of any Christian in the country by any of our members. If he does, we'll expel him of being our member because we don't recognize any religious sentiment.
Let's talk about, so you talked about, we know that the Fulani are spread around, and there's more than one Fulani group as well, right? You know, there isn't one Fulani ethnic group, there's different sub-ethnic groups in Fulanis from what of some of the things that I've learned. So we know they're spread across the Sahel. You mentioned the Niger. Do you work with Niger State? I mean, Niger rather. Do you work with Niger? Countries like Niger and Mali and Burkina Faso and those countries that are bordering Nigeria that we know some of these criminals also come from?
Actually, we don't directly work with them. But they have some of the NGOs that are working with some of the pastoralist groups. Because the NGOs are spread within the Sahel region.
Yeah.
They have their offices in Nigeria, Niger. Some of the groups, we have people like Koret, Fare, people like Tabital Flako Organization, and the rest. But Magban is in Nigeria only.
Nigeria.
We don't have any branch anywhere
else
in Africa. We don't have any member outside Nigeria. We don't have. We don't have. And we have been working with the ECOWAS. I have attended series of engagements with the ECOWAS. I have attended series of engagements at the EU headquarters in Ethiopia. I have been to so many countries like Ghana, Uganda, so many other countries. Engagement on how to modernize the livestock production system in Nigeria, on how to mitigate conflict. I have been to so many places, and we have worked a lot with the ECOWAS body here in order to safeguard our porous borders, because the international ECOWAS protocol that allows for transhumans to move freely from Mali up to Central Africa,
Yeah.
past Nigeria. We have
Yeah.
a lot of these international routes that traverse through Nigeria to go to
That's
Cameroon,
right. Yeah.
up to Central Africa.
Yeah.
We believe these routes harbor criminals. We believe to some extent maybe arms are moved through this route
That route. Yeah.
because they are routes that are not checked in any way, and they are in the forest.
There's nobody guarding it.
I know in Borno, that became the route of Boko Haram since inception to date. Those international cattle routes are the routes that Boko Haram used to do their atrocities. So we have a lot of routes that are not being manned. They are not being checked. Our borders are porous on the northern part, extending to over about 2,000 kilometers. That is open. No, but we don't deal with any pastoralist groups outside Nigeria. We have never done it. I will never do it because we have not even finished organizing our own branch here. How can we extend to other? But we have been to so many countries on seminars and workshops on how to improve the production system, on how to mitigate conflicts and the rest. If not, we have no branch anywhere in Africa apart from Nigeria.
Before we move to the way forward, one of the news that came out last week, I believe there are licenses in places like Rivers for grazing license, which has now been cancelled. Is that correct?
I heard about it on the news. Not grazing license, movement license.
Yes.
I have heard about it and I'm not aware of it. That's why I asked my branch in Cross Rivers to tell me who introduced that movement permit. I want to know. If it is the state branch, why should they do it without our consent?
Yeah, exactly.
Who gave them the mandate to even introduce a movement permit? If there is going to be a movement permit, it has to be from the national body, not a state to just go and decide to mess us up. Look at the media coverage that went out last week, that the governor has banned the permit issued by Miyetti Allah.
Yeah.
I don't know of any permit that is issued by Miyetti Allah. When I inquired, it was the state who went and print permit. We are now working, investigating. We'll remove the chairman. We'll remove him for doing things without our consent, for putting us in this mess. So we don't tolerate this kind of things. Just like a situation where our member goes to destroy somebody's farm. We don't take it. We don't condone it.
What do you do?
We compel him to pay. And if there is any laid down regulation or rule in that area, we'll make him to pay the wraps of law.
Okay, but beyond payments, does he face the law?
He has to. If there is any law there, he will have to face the law after payment of the farmland he has destroyed.
Yeah.
We make sure he does that because we don't tolerate it. We did it in Ekiti, we did it in so many southern states where there is this farm destruction. We go there, identify the destroyer, compel him to pay money. If there are any rules laid down.
Do the police get involved in this? Do the police get involved?
Most of the time they get involved.
Okay.
Most of the time.
But they never get charged to court.
Well, you know, we are an association. That is their responsibility, not our own. So we have a limit to the extent we can go on matters that borders on security. So we have been working as an association. There's nothing much we can do other than creating awareness. We always create awareness of our members to tell them that the population is increasing and it will continue to increase. This free movement looking for free pasture is not going to be sustained. Even in the northern part of the country, talk less of the south where the land tenure system, land belongs to communities. It is only in the north that land doesn't belong to communities. Even in the northern part of the country, it's not going to be sustained because the population will continue to increase. And one irony is that people must know the herders don't go to the market and buy cow. They normally inherit the cow and continue to maintain it until when it grows into multiple numbers. Because the desire is always to have so many cows. They don't care much about quality.
I was going to say, what's the average price? So how many, if we see a herder, is it like 100 cows they're pushing or 6 or 50? What's the average number and what's the average value of the cows that they're
on the
herding?
average, multiply it by 1 million naira. Because today you get cows that are costing.
So if they got 50, it's 50 million naira.
1.5.
Right.
The smaller ones, maybe from 600,000.
Wow.
7, 800, 1 million, 1.5, 2 million. So if you take the average, just say each cow is going to cost 1 million. So if you see him moving with 50 cows, he's moving with 50 million naira.
Wow.
Is the only person who moves with his wells open to everybody.
Yes, to see.
That this is part of the problem. So people know this guy is moving with this much of money.
Much money.
So they take it away from him.
I mean, I compare it to going into somebody's shop, you know, into like an electronic shop where they have so many equipments, maybe on this Abuja, and taking everything out. That's a lot of money. I mean, that is life for somebody.
If you take a full animal's cow, it's just like breaking into somebody's shop with 50 million and pack everything. Are you telling me if he sees you, he'll not kill you?
Yeah.
So it's almost the same thing, because this is their only source of livelihood. All their lives depend on this. Can't you see how the women are hawking milk, working on food for 15 kilometers to come into Abuja and sell a milk in calabash that may not be more than 3,000 naira and go back in the evening to go and cook? For just 3,000 naira, they will trek for almost 10 kilometers to go and to come and go back. And this is their life.
Yeah.
This is their way of life. They accept it to be this way. So, I mean, people should understand that it's only a poor man that looks for trouble. A rich man doesn't look for trouble. No matter how foolish a pastoralist is, living in a forest, in the center of the natives, maybe he lives in Enugu, in the forest of Enugu, he knows he is being surrounded by the Igbos. And he has his entire family and maybe 200-300 cows that belong to him. How can this man, no matter how foolish he is, to go and look for trouble while he knows very well he's being surrounded by the natives? No daft man can do this.
So the livestock, which, like you said, is very new, is that the way forward then, the livestock ministry? And what should we be expecting? Of course, you've talked about the fact that, I mean, many see it as a nuisance that there will no longer be, you know, the herding of cows through Abuja and city centers. What else should we be expecting from the livestock ministry?
We are working with the livestock ministry to, first and foremost, to try to come up with a model of settlement that can suit the peculiarity of the pastoralists we have. When I mention of peculiarity, I mean we have a pastoralist population that is not educated, that is still practicing free movement, looking for free pasture as the only option left for him to do to survive, that sees the quantity of the cow more than the quality of the cow, whose desire is always to die and leave so many cows to his family to continue the same way. And the other point I wanted to talk earlier is the population of the cow grows alongside the population of the pastoralists, because they don't go to the market and buy. They get it through inheritance. When I have 100, if I die, it will be shared among my children.
Right.
So if one of my child got his own share 20, he will continue to look after it until when it multiplies into 200-300, because that is already the desire. So that is why whenever you see a pastoralist moving with cow, 100 of them, you realize only 2 are male, only 98 are female. Only 98 will be female. Check from today. Whenever you see a pastoralist, if he's moving with 100, you will see the only male cow in that group may not be more than 5. All the rest will be female because he is after the multiplication of the cow. So because of this, if the population grows, if the population of the pastoralists grows, the population of the cattle will also grow alongside the population of the pastoralists because they don't go to the market and buy, and they don't take to the market and sell for nothing. And they don't sell female cow. If he has to sell a female cow, he will take it to his neighbor, say, I need money and I don't have a male cow. Replace this with a female, give me, I want to go and sell. He will give him a male, he go and sell. They don't normally sell. So that is why we easily catch cattle rustlers in the market.
Right.
When we see somebody bringing
Selling
female cows for sale,
cows.
we say this one should be questioned. When you question, we realize it's a cattle rustler. So that is how we catch them in the market.
Catch them.
You see? So these are some of the peculiarities that must be understood before you evolve a model of settlement that can suit them. If you ask them to go and ranch is capital intensive. And the entire herd belongs to the entire family. You understand? So if you ask him to go and buy a land and provide his own grass and water, by the time he does that, he must have exhausted the entire cow. What is he going to give at the ranch?
So what do they do? What do we do?
We have to evolve. Ranching has so many models.
Right. Okay.
We
Give
have-
us an example of
We have the Maori land settlement model in Netherlands.
Okay.
We have it.
in Netherlands.
That
right.
involves the development of the entire grazer reserve. Even if it is 50 kilometers, develop the entire of it, provide water and grass. Allow them to stay in their local settings. Fence it, demarcate it, confine them within. Don't allow them to go out and make distribution to people's farmland. Confine them within the, let them stay in their local hamlets while the cows are moving within the reserve to feed and take water. Then come to situate all the other value chain. Bring meat processing factory into the reserve. Bring dairy processing factory into the reserve. Bring veterinary services into the reserve. Establish schools within the reserve. Hospitals and what have you. Once you do this, they won't go anywhere. All they're after is grass and water.
Is that your preferred method?
This is what I think can
We
work
should go.
because of the
The mindset.
the
that we're dealing
mindset.
with,
They are
yes.
not educated.
Yeah, yeah.
They cannot embrace ranching because it's alien to them, and they cannot afford it. You understand? It's capital incentive, and majority of them are smallholder.
Right.
About 70% of them are smallholder farmers that cannot afford the capital intensive ranching. So it has to be a community ranch. Develop the entire grass reserve. If you go to the southern part of the country, encourage them to do commercial community ranches. Commercial. They will keep the pastoralists within the ranch. They will be charging money for the grass and water they are taking. Government will benefit from them,
So-
and peace will be there.
Yeah. So, is the livestock minister, does he agree with you
We-
on this the Netherlands model?
We work together. Even the last week, National Livestock Development Council that took place in Yola, I was with the minister for 2 days. That is where policies and activities of livestock are being designed for there. For 2026, we have been in Yola. All the policies and activities of livestock are being designed there. And today, I told you I will be in Enugu.
Yes.
The minister is already there. We'll go there to do program on projects of L-Press. So we are working with the minister. We are trying to evolve a settlement model. The minister is working hard to try to settle, to try to do things that will get the pastoralists settled in one place. But you see, this is something that cannot be achieved overnight. It has to be a process because it's changing somebody's way of life that involves a lot of investment. So it has to be a process. Try to change his mindset through sensitization and practical examples. Show them today there are cows that gives 50 liters, 30 liters.
Well, yes, I mean, I
milk,
understand.
and that is money. I have an example in Kano.
Milk, for instance, fresh milk.
Where we work with L&Z Milk Factory, he is collecting from our facilities within the periphery of Kano. And the mere collection of that milk has made those facilities to become sedentary. They don't move again because they have a factory that is obtaking their milk on daily basis.
Wow.
And what he did, he increased just 20 naira on top of the liter price for any family that agrees to enroll his children into the community school. So because of this 20 naira increase, they all enroll their children into the community school. So today we are celebrating the graduation of those boys from primary to secondary school in Kano. In Kano. So just ordinary milk collection has made them become sedentary. During the rainy season, they move the majority of the cows to grazer reserve in Podgore. During the dry season, after the harvest, they bring them back after negotiating with the farmers on the residue. Some farmer will say, okay, come and eat the residue while I benefit from the dung your cow can drop as a fertilizer in my farm. Let the cows stay in my farm. While they drop the dung, they eat up the residue. So I get fertilizer. Some will say, you have to pay me money for you to eat up the... So the relationship has become symbiotic because of this ordinary milk collection of ethane. So very peaceful, they don't fight. So these are the initiatives we want to bring into this country in order to mitigate this conflict between herders and farmers. And thank God, this administration is working hard to see that this thing comes to an end. But the security concerns are now the main issues that must be addressed first of all.
Yes, indeed. So as we're coming closer, because this has been a really interesting conversation, I need to talk to you about the culture of the North, the daily life of the average Northerner. Of course, again, we have perceptions, we have truths, we have stereotypes. One of the things that's often said is, and I'm using a quote here that I heard more recently, is that the North is hopeless in the sense that they don't educate their children. They've abandoned their people, and that's part of why we have this problem today. What do you say to that, sir?
Well, to some extent, you are right.
Well, those are not my words. Those are the words that I hear. Yeah.
This is the problem of leadership. Once the political will is not there, things go the way they should. And with the corruption eating deep into our society, what will we expect? All these are the effects of corruption. We are talking of about 20 million out-of-school children in the North. And I'm telling you, about 60 to 70% of those children belong to the pastoralist children.
Pastoralists?
Pastoralist children.
Right. 60%, 60-70% of the out-of-school children in the North are children of the pastoralists.
To the pastoralist children.
Right.
So, this issue may be as a result of first, corruption, second, political will, third, they don't prioritize education. And education is the most important aspect of the society that must be given utmost priority, first of all. But you see, a lot of them are prioritizing road constructions where maybe they get money in return. So I think corruption is eating deep into society. That is why we are seeing these things. And thirdly, also one aspect is the mindset of the Northerners. Because as an average Northerner that didn't go to school, if I put my child into the primary school, and the highest I can take him to sponsor him is maybe the secondary school. When he finishes the secondary school, and he's not going to be of help to me. He doesn't go to the farm and help me, and he's not going to get employment with the secondary school education, and I cannot afford to sponsor him to further his education. So my child has already become a waste.
I see.
So as far as some of them are concerned, because of the mindset, they feel it will
What
be
is the
better.
point?
It will be better for them the child didn't go to school, because at least he will respect them. He will be working with them in the farm, so he will also grow up to become a farmer who will maintain himself, rather than going to the school. They miss his services. He will not help them in any way. Maybe he will take to drugs and all sorts of things that will come and disturb the society again. So you see, this sort of a mindset is also there, and because of the huge issues that is being faced by the government, sometimes it's difficult for even government at the state and local government level to work towards educating everybody. If you have to educate everybody in the north, it has to be free. But in the southern part, because you have seen the value of education, so everybody will be ready to sponsor his own.
But this is the thing, isn't that? So when you look, I mean, you make such excellent points. However, there's also the part of the north where you have the very senior religious leaders, community leaders. Why are they not pushing this?
It's not the matter of whether they are pushing it or not. It's a matter of reality. I gave you an example.
Yeah, but
if you go to primary
if they
school,
make it mandatory,
secondary school, and you are not going to be of help to me, so
yes,
how will I sponsor your brothers to go again?
But okay, so is it a case of money?
Well, to some extent, yes.
But the north also has money. They get money just as.
How will they get money?
No, I'm talking about northern governors.
Oh, okay, they have. But I told you about corruption and the political will.
Yeah.
Is the political will there? What can you do with the corruption in our society? The corruption is not only limited to the north. It's all over the country.
Exactly. This is my point.
We encourage and accept corruption at the same time.
Yes.
The society encourages and accepts corruption. So talk less of the corrupt leaders. But the society itself, our societies encourage and accept corruption at the same time. Because now, if you steal and you are being persecuted by the government because you stole, you will see your community youth organizing to say, you must free our madamo, free. Look at the case of Dazani and the rest. People hailing them, they are their community. No, we accept. And now if I go to marry in your society, if I go with a very big SUV Jeep with flamboyancy and the rest, spreading money, you will give me a daughter without even checking who I am. Whether I steal, whether I cut people's head, nobody will care to find out about morality. They will only give you because you came with a big car and the rest. So this is how the society had become rotten, encouraging and accepting corruption at the same time.
President Goodluck did an implementation of our Almajiri schools around the north. Do you know what happened to those schools? I mean, they were free.
You say?
The Almajiri schools by Goodluck Jonathan.
Oh, Almajiri, okay, Almajiri.
Almajiri, yes. But they were free. What happened to those? If it's a case of money, why are they still not being in use?
The Almajiri school is effective to some extent. But you see, this is a school that doesn't provide certificate for somebody to go and get employed.
I see.
This is a school that teaches more of the religious
really?
knowledge.
Okay. What, you mean the one that Goodluck Jonathan did, or the original ones?
Because all the Almajiris, the word Almajiri means those who go to the Islamic school.
Yes.
And
we
learn,
have the same thing in the South.
And learn in the local way.
Yes.
I will take my child now to
they learn in Arabic and
learn the Quran. To go and just dump him with one malam.
Yeah.
Who will be teaching him, and I will not provide even shade for him. or take care of his medication. I'll just give the child to the malam. And the malam, because there are so many, he cannot do anything. So in the morning, we'll go and beg for food to eat, work, get
Yes,
money.
that's what they've become.
These are the Al-Majris. But during Jonathan's time, he established the Al-Majri school so that they will be kept there. They will be given food 3 times a day. And their local malam will be coming to teach them the knowledge. Then maybe with some sort of arithmetic
Right.
and English for them to
basic.
be, at least for them to be literate to some extent.
Yeah.
But it's not something that can give you certificate to advance to
Right,
further
but if you
education.
want to go, if you want to live there and then go on to normal school, are those schools still in operation?
They are in operation, they are working.
They're working and they are being.
We
they're
even
still
have
in use.
an institution dedicated to it at the national level.
Right.
Under the Federal Ministry of Education. They're working.
They're still working.
They're working.
Okay, so then that gives an opportunity. Those schools could be expanded and upgraded to normal schools, because if it's about money, then those are already there.
The governor should take responsibility of such school and expand them so that they will catch all these boys that are out of school. So at least for them to get the knowledge of the religion, and for them to know some sort of even this addition and subtraction, at least
Yes, exactly.
It will
Basic
help.
literacy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a question I wanted to ask earlier when we're talking about the livestock. It's to do with the livestock ministry, to do with technology. Is there going to be any kind of technology being introduced to how, to the whole livestock industry in Nigeria with regards to tagging, of the cows, how they're kept, how they're farmed, how they're maintained, the safety, the health part, and all of that stuff?
A lot is being done on that, and very soon we'll launch at the beginning of the tagging. I think we wanted to launch it this month, but the month has already lapsed. But I think within the next week of December, we'll begin to launch the air tagging of the animal. Technology is there. We have to use technology to trace the movement of the cows. We have to involve technology to even improve the standard of our animals so that they can be certified for international consumption. As it is now, we cannot export.
Because we don't export.
We cannot export because it's below standard. Before you export, you have to use technology, know the health of the cow, know the age, through technology, you know everything at a time. And if somebody wants to buy, he will just use technology, take the number, and just go to find out how the cow is. So we realized with the coming of the ministry that before we get our meat exported that can attract foreign exchange for us, we have to adopt to technology on how we can trace, on how we can know the health, on how we can do so many other things. And we are now working on these genetic improvements of the cows. We are working hard with the ministry to improve the genetics. Let's have more output of meat, more output of milk.
Genetic mutation.
Maybe when we crossbreed with our local breeds, so that we can get a breed that can adopt to the environment we have in the. So this kind of a lot of technology is going on. We are in technological era. So we have to involve technology in order to achieve quite a number of things. This things is going on. We are working on it. Very soon you will hear us tagging cows. We are going to begin from Delta State, then go to Lagos. Then
how many Southerners do you have that are breeders from the South? Roughly.
So many of them, but I cannot tell you the precise
Roughly,
number.
100?
But
200?
No, more than 100.
500?
No, we'll have up to 1,000 or more.
Wow.
1,000 or more.
We don't hear of them.
If you go to Enugu, there are a lot of Igbos who are into herding. Some of the cows that are in Enugu belong to the Igbos.
Right.
Most of the cows that are in the south, a lot of them don't belong to Fulani herders. They belong to the Igbos who hire the pastoralists to come and herd for them.
Right. Interesting. So what the other thing I'd like you to kind of confirm or deny this myth. The other thing I was told by people who are in this livestock is that we have a shortage of cows or for the beef that we need as a country. Is that correct? That we don't have enough. Maybe that's not a shortage, but we don't have enough.
I don't agree.
You don't agree? You think we have more than enough cows to feed all of us the beef that we need?
You know, Lagos alone consumes 6,000 cows on a daily basis.
6,000.
6,000.
Okay.
Our statistics shows us that 250 trucks, a lot of cows, each carrying 35 to 40, enters the southwestern part of the country on a daily basis.
Okay.
If you multiply 35 minimum by 250, you realize over 8,000 cows enter the southwestern part of the country on a daily basis. Talk less of the east and south on a daily basis. So we have cows in abundance, but the issue is some of the cows come from Niger, while some come from Chad.
Okay.
But because of this dollar of a thing, that dollar has skyrocketed. Nigerian and Cameroonian currency has more value than Nigerian currency now. So they no longer bring the cows to Nigeria to sell. Rather, Nigerians are now going there to go and buy cow at an exorbitant price.
Yes.
But before, if you come to Mubi, they don't sell in piece. They sell in block.
Yes.
They'll say, this is 100 cows. How much are you going to buy? Because then our currency is far higher than their own currency. But because of the valuation of our currency, dollar has gone high. So the Cameroonian and the Nigerian currency are now higher than the Nigerian currency. So most of the animals that are coming into Nigeria to go to some parts for consumption are now not coming in. This is the reason why you see the price of meat, kg of the meat, going up to around maybe 7 or 8 or 10,000 naira per kg. Unlike before, when we buy at maybe 3,000 naira. So this is the reason why, because of the dollar increase and because of the currency of those countries have increased, so they no longer bring their cows into Nigeria. During the last Salah, this Ram Salah for the Muslims, you see rams selling at around 1 million naira for the first time. This is because those rams that are coming from Niger did not come again because their currency is good, so they don't need to come to Nigeria to sell before they get money. They can sell in their own country and get enough money because our currency has gone down, so they no longer interested in the Nigerian market.
Will the ministry then force prices down because that's what's important to the average family?
I don't think. Maybe the Ministry of Finance, maybe the central banks. The central banks are the ones who are doing this monetary and physical policies. So it's inflation in the economy. So to address the issue of inflation, it has to go, these policies are left at the doors of the CBN and not the ministry. The ministry cannot do anything because this is a matter that borders on increase, devaluation of Naira and increase in dollar. So this is far above the powers of a Minister of Livestock to do anything.
Okay, let's talk about the way forward, especially with regards to the community clashes. Are you able to give assurance to affected communities right now with regards to members of MACBAN and, like you said, the resolution or the way you... How can we rebuild trust then between herders and communities? How can we rebuild that trust? Because I think once we can rebuild the trust, like you said, existed before, we're half of the way there. And then from trust, you can then have joint, community security programs and stuff. Talk to us about that.
We can only achieve trust through dialogue. Let's bury the hatchets. Two wrongs never made right. Let's bury the hatchets, sit down and discuss. This is how we can build trust.
Truth and reconciliation.
this is how we can get back the missing communication link between the farmers and the herders. This is how we are going to replace the missing communication link. It has been a wonderful communication link between them in the past. But today, it's being replaced by suspicion, mistrust, and the rest. Let's bury the hatches, sit together and discuss how can we, what have I done to you? Let's resolve how can we forge ahead. It's very simple. If there is understanding, you say, okay, and the government too will come up with some policies and say, from this time to this time, this is the time when herders will not allow their animals around farm areas. And from this time to this time, this is when farmers must pack their farm produce and allow herders to also go around. This is what Niger does. Niger have regulated this type of thing, but Nigeria have not regulated anything. Niger Republic, they have regulated this kind of thing, but Nigeria have not regulated anything. Niger are taking the, are working to know how many pastoralists are coming into their country from where, and with how many cows. And when they are going out, they will be sure how many cows are they going out with. If you are coming in with 100 and going out with 200, they will ask you, how did you get this 200 within just this particular period of time. Nigeria are working on their borders, but Nigeria, because of our porous borders, we are not working. We don't know about all this. There has to be a regulation on the part of government. And for us, as far as I'm concerned, for us to come over this security from my own perspectives, allow all the stakeholders to define their own peace.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean by that is, let the leadership of farmers, the pastoralists, the leadership of all these non-state actors, whatever you call them, whether NSAK, whether vigilante.
But those last two are terrorists. These first two are organizations.
Yes, but these two are not terrorists. The NSAK and the
they're vigilante groups.
They are non-state actors.
When you say non-state actors, in what sense?
What do you call Amotekun now? In Yoruba, it's a non-state actor.
But Amotekun is a state vigilante group.
Yes, this is the general term.
So they're a security group. This is
the general term given to them, non-state actors.
Okay.
So get all of them. Whoever is aggrieved, if they have a leader, get them. Please sit them down. What is your problem? What can we do to solve it?
Yeah, but we can't include the terrorists in there because you've got the JNIMs, you've got the Boko Harams, you've got the Ansarus, you've got all these other. I mean, there's said to be 80 non-state actors who are terrorists terrorizing this country.
That depends. Non-state actors are not actually terrorists.
Well, no, there are those who are 80 of them who are terrorizing this country.
All it depends on how the government wants to approach the issue. There are two ways to approaching criminality from my own view. You can use either the kinetic or non-kinetic way, or both. During Edward's time, a non-kinetic approach was used to douse the tension of the militants in Niger Delta. And that was what brokered peace there. So that depends on what approach the government wants to adopt.
Do you think that approach should be used in the north?
But before you adopt whatever approach, you have to understand the entire dynamics of the crisis. You cannot apply medication without knowing
diagnosis.
You have to know the diagnosis. How can you know the diagnosis? Sit them down, ask them simple question, what can we do? How can we solve your problem? What is your problem? Understand their problem first. From their own view, how do they think this problem can be solved? By the time you collect all this information, the solution will just come out. So based on those solutions, now left for the government to decide whether they can use kinetic or non-kinetic approach or both. But to me, there has to be a uniform understanding of the entire dynamics of the crisis, first of all.
So
let all the government and its agencies understand the dynamics, have the same understanding of the dynamics. Let them all at the same time decide on what solution can be proposed. Let us all know what approach is going to be used. Is it kinetic or not kinetic or both? After understanding, then bring out the medication. Let's know how. But let there be a unification of the understanding of the entire dynamics and the implementation, unification in the implementation of the entire solution. So that what Kaduna State is doing at a particular period of time is exactly what Katsina State is doing. Now Kaduna is using non-kinetic measure. Kaduna has sat with the leadership of bandits, they have broken peace. So Kaduna,
yeah, but we keep hearing that those
Kaduna
the bandits then break those agreements.
Kaduna Burningwari is now open. Kaduna Abuja, for a long time, there was nothing.
The road.
Isn't it? Yes. So if this has worked in Kaduna, why can't it be applied in Katsina, for example? But if the government decides, okay, we are going purely for kinetic, so let's all organize.
Yes.
And
so
go
because,
for kinetic.
Yeah.
But because this one is doing something else, while the other one is doing
right, what you're saying, uniform.
If this one is using kinetic, fighting them, they will all run to come to where it's not fighting them.
Yeah, yeah.
You understand? Then from time to time, they will be going there to strike and come back.
Yeah.
So let's have a unified understanding, unified application of a solution so that we will know what approach we are simultaneously going to use to solve the problem. As far as I'm concerned, in addressing the security issues, I think let us consider this, because let the police, the army, the SS, and everybody have a single understanding of the dynamics. Okay, these are the problems, this is the cause of the problem, and these are the problems. When we understand this, okay, how are we going to solve it? Let there be a unified solution. Okay, we are going to use kinetic this time around. No, we are going to use non-kinetic. Okay, how are we going to do it?
Yeah.
So let there be something like that.
I think, so you mentioned the Niger Delta. We were very clear, and the Niger Delta militants, they were very clear on what their demands were. So it was easy, at least maybe perhaps more straightforward. Easy might not be the right word. It was perhaps more straightforward to be able to take a non-kinetic approach
fighting for a cause
and negotiating, because you knew what they were asking for. In this case of these banditries, they are not asking for anything. All they are doing is either killing, maiming, kidnapping, or thievery. So how then, which is why the majority of the country think, well, no, what you need to do, or the demand from the vast majority of the citizens to the government, is you need to take a kinetic approach. You need to actually focus on fighting them as guerrilla, as a guerrilla group, not even like you're fighting some sort of symmetric war. You are fighting a guerrilla group, because these are people who are, they literally are just terrorists. So how do they, my question is, you know, to have that conversation, to compare it with Niger Delta, it's a little bit more difficult. If they were saying, oh, we want education, we want this, then we would be able to negotiate.
I just brought the issue of Niger Delta to give you an example of a non-kinetic approach.
How it works and the benefits of
the approach that was used to broker peace in that area. I just used the Niger Delta as an example for a particular approach that was used to achieve peace. I use this because I wanted to draw the attention of whoever is watching to try to first of all understand what are the dynamics.
What the issue is, the dynamics,
Through whatever means, what are the root causes of the issues? how are they going to be solved? So in solving them, what approach
should we take?
are we going to adopt? It is only when you know. You have just now said that the Niger Delta are fighting for a cause.
We knew, yes, what they were
But
fighting.
these other groups, it's a confusion, isn't it? We don't know what cause are they fighting to achieve.
Well, they just seem to be killing, maiming, and terrorizing.
Especially the Boko Haram, they don't spare Muslims, they don't spare Christians, they don't spare women, they don't spare children.
Well, there's Ansaru, there's Boko Haram, there's JNIM, there's so many
I saw
others.
in my village when they killed a blind man. A blind man, they shot him with a gun.
Wow.
Because they said maybe his spine. Blind man, I know him, they shot him, they killed him. So it's really a confusion. You don't know what they're after. So, but you have to understand all these things before you come up with an approach that is going to be adopted to solve the problem. All that I'm saying is, let's have a unification of the understanding, the solution, and the implementation of whatever approach is going to be adopted, so that what Kano is doing is exactly what Lagos is doing, so that there will not be any hiding place for any criminal wherever he goes to, rather than this one doing something else while the other one doing something. It's a confusion. Yeah. And to the media, let us stop this negative profiling of Fulanis. They say Fulani husband, Fulani this, Fulani that. You are narrowing the channel of investigation for the security. And Igbo man will dress in the attire of the Fulani. It has been happening these days. I have seen a lot of them to go and perpetrate. Next, the security will be after the Fulani communities, going to the wrong area, looking for somebody. Yeah. He may not think. So let's address a criminal.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wherever he is from, whatever is his tribe, let just a criminal be a criminal, because that is what he is. In the Fulanis, in the Igbos, in the Yorubas, in whatever ethnic group you have, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Absolutely.
We all have. Let's stop this unnecessary, deliberate stigmatization of an entire race because of crime perpetrated by few elements. And the tribe too are not even spared. If a kidnapper comes to kidnap, he don't care whether you are Fulani or Igbo. He will just kidnap for money. We have seen cases where typical hardcore Fulanis are being kidnapped and kept, and they paid ransom. If you will go and kill a chairman of Mieta in Katsina State and took his wife and daughter alone, then who will be spared tribally? Nobody. So let the media have ethics, because this is what most of us are missing today, including the civil service. But the media, as the first estate of the
with responsibility.
As the fourth estate of the realm, has a responsibility, very important responsibility to play in the society. Very important responsibility. If the media wants, the media can put Nigeria on fire tomorrow. If the media wants, the media can bring peace to Nigeria tomorrow. Once they change their reportage, they said the truth, the facts, balance before you go to the public. Investigate before you go to the public. Don't report based on sentiment. Just report based on facts and figures. Report based on realities on ground. Me, this is my call on the media, because it is an important body in a society. More especially the society we are living in today, where communication is dominating everything and everywhere. People read and people believe from what they read, whether it is true or false.
I think, sir, I have to, this is a conversation that's so It's so important, and I thank you for saying all of that. I mean, I recently saw an interview last week, 2 weeks ago, with one of the, I don't know, cultural leaders of, it was an interview with Gani Adams, who was talking about, you know, the security threats and everything they faced. And the journalists, rather than focus on what Mr. Adams was saying, asked Mr. Adams, what tribe are these people? To which Mr. Adams then said, you know, Fulanis. So just that list literally was to underscore what you're saying.
Yes.
How it is critically important for us as media to report with responsibility.
Exactly.
Not sensationalization.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
because that really was shocking to me
Exactly.
when I saw it, because I didn't understand what the ethnic group of what he was talking about had anything to do with it.
Nothing.
Before I let you go, I've kept you for so long. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
There was a, what's it called? There was a Northern Governors Forum meeting. Was it yesterday or the day before? Tell us, how did it go? Were you a part of it? What was agreed? Because I know they spoke about security. I think MacBan contributed.
I was a part of it,
what
but
should we look forward to?
I was a part of it, but unfortunately I didn't attend.
Okay.
So because I didn't attend, I will have nothing to tell you.
Oh. So you can't give us any kind of resolutions that was agreed?
Honestly, I didn't read anything about their decision. I have not been there. I don't know what to tell you about the meeting that took place.
Okay.
But I am part of it. But unfortunately for me, due to some reasons, I didn't attend the meeting. And I have not read anything about the meeting for me to tell you anything.
Not yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Baba Othman
Ngalzama.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
I mean,
you
unless
very
there's anything else you wish to tell us.
Well, I would like to send a message through to the U.S. Congress.
Please go ahead. That's your camera there.
You see, MacBan is registered as a non-violent, non-religious, non-tribal group. It's a trade association that represents the peace-loving cattle breeders who are doing their legitimate business. We don't represent any criminal. I will never represent any criminal because we are not criminals. And during our election, in some states, we normally seek for clearance for those members who wish to contest for elections. We write the police and the SS to verify
Security
them.
clearance.
Yes, to verify them and give us a security clearance before we even allow them to contest our election. This is done because we don't want to have any criminal in our fold. So we don't stand for criminals. We don't condone any form of criminality. We are a peaceful group that are working to protect the legitimate interests of cattle breeders while working to improve the agricultural development and the food security of the country. Nothing more. All we are after is how to modernize the livestock production system in the country so that it can be of benefit to the entire public, not only the practitioners. So we are working to see how we can settle the postulates, how we can fish out criminals out of them. And we have been working with the security in this thing, and sometimes it costs our leaders their lives in working with the security to fish out criminals in the postulates fall. So we have never condoned any criminality because we are peaceful people and a peaceful organization for that matter.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks a
Thank you
lot.
for your time. Well, that was incredible, educating. I hope it has pivoted your mind away from the perceptions to a place of learning and understanding. Because in all the issues that we have in Nigeria, every voice matters. And that was the point of bringing my guest to the first edition of Unheard Voices. Thank you. Until next time. My name is Ireti Bakare Yusuf. Bye-bye.